Now Arsenal come forward. Pepe goes for the far post. What a finish!
Two defeats in 4 days and a mounting injury list means Arsenal would dearly love to rewind the clock and begin Project Restart all over again. Today we'll analyse a 2-1 smash and grab loss at Brighton that gave them their first ever home and away double over the Gunners. Here is the breakdown. In spite of the result, I liked a lot of the football Arsenal produced in forward areas. If the quality of finishing had matched the level of their build-up play, the Gunners would have taken a comfortable 3 points. One of the features of this performance was the sharp combination play between Aubameyang and Lacazette. Only a brilliant sliding block denied them here, and in this example the give and go is devastatingly effective. Lacazette's back-heeled return pass was perfect, but again it's a quite magnificent piece of defending from Brighton that prevents a goal. I did enjoy the way Aubameyang wanted to follow his passes with an aggressive forward sprint. Arsenal regularly penetrated the home back four in this manner. The skipper had 7 shots in total, testing Matt Ryan on numerous occasions, but no matter how hard he tried, Aubameyang just couldn't find a way past the Australian. Arsenal really should be scoring more goals on the counter-attack than they do. This clip shows how quick and destructive they can be on the break. Again though, the final shot wasn't quite ruthless enough. Our goal actually stemmed from a full pitch move that was more precise than rapid in its execution. The idea was to get Nicolas Pepe free in a 1v1 and he didn't disappoint, producing a sensational curler. If you don't close Pepe down tightly, he is capable of delivering moments like this. Mikel Arteta switched to a 4-3-3 that contained a couple of tactical nuances of interest. Let's examine those subtle alterations in a little more detail. Right back Hector Bellerin spent much of his time in a central midfield position, tucked in to make it easier for Mustafi to find Pepe with a single pass. It's a pattern you often associate with Manchester City. This passage of play is a good example of what the strategy is about. The head coach doesn't want a fullback crowding the winger's space, and by tucking him in, it adds an extra layer in midfield that provides stability if the move breaks down. On this occasion, Bellerin joins in to support Pepe from the inside. Bukayo Saka played on the left of a midfield 3, but the plan was for him to drift towards the wing in a way that freed him from his markers. It worked fantastically well, and with 2 strikers in the box, he had twin targets to aim for. When Saka and Aubameyang interchanged positions, the Seagulls really did struggle to get to grips with their movement. That tactic worked well. If your defensive awareness isn't pin sharp for the full 90 minutes, you won't keep clean sheets. And not for the first time this season, that was an issue at the Amex Stadium. During the first period, the Gunners got away with being slow to react to a short corner. Lacazette's just not close enough to impact the spare man, and Brighton worked the overload far too easily. Here, you see Pepe jogging away from the 2v1 with his back to the ball as the short corner is taken. That's a decision I think you'd have to question in hindsight. And as we pause it again now, the ball has travelled around 8 yards, but Lacazette at the near post hasn't yet started his run to close up the space. This delay makes it easier for a cross to come into the area, and from there it's just scrappy football all round, with the bounce of the ball unfortunately favouring the home side. We need to sense danger much sooner. I've already discussed Arsenal's fluid 4-3-3, but this passing lines map also tells us the story of how they move the ball around in that formation. Initially, you'll note how narrow both fullbacks are in terms of their average positions. Sliding infield, they were happy to let Pepe and Saka enjoy a bit of extra room on the flanks. The shape also indicates that in possession, Arsenal had more of a back 3. The thicker the line, the more passes were shared between two players. I'll point you in the direction of Mustafi and Pepe, if I may. The German made 14 passes directly to the wide man, and that's 9 more than anyone else gave the Ivorian. It was an interesting tweak. Rob Holding made only his second Premier League start of the campaign, and overall, I think the central defender should feel satisfied with how it all went. His passing was exceptionally good, completing 81 of 84 passes. No one in a red shirt could top his accuracy in terms of distribution. Holding also defended with assurance, clearing danger 6 times and recovering the ball in a pretty calm manner too. He'll be unhappy that Brighton's 2 forwards got the better of him and Mustafi in injury time, but before that he had looked comfortable on his return. Neal Maupay's unnecessary mid-air nudge on Bernd Leno caused the Arsenal goalkeeper a serious-looking knee injury, so it was really galling for the Gunners to see the Frenchman pop up and score the winning goal. Let's take a closer look now at the moment that sealed our fate. First and foremost, it's sparkling combination play between the two Brighton strikers. The dummy, the flicked pass, the movement and the finish were all delightful from Graham Potter's perspective. Breaking it down defensively, Guendouzi could maybe have done more to block the initial pass. You'd like better communication and awareness between the centre-backs, and personally I'd say that Emi Martinez would have been harder to beat if he'd stood still rather than come out to meet the ball. This was a devastating concession that left Arsenal with no time at all to respond. We know Bukayo Saka is an exciting young footballer, but he's also an incredibly adaptable player too. Operating in central midfield, he was the main man at the Amex. Right from the first whistle, Saka was confident and positive in this new position, and his drive gave that unit a fresh feel. Here, he rattles the crossbar with a quality effort. This season, our central midfielders haven't made enough vertical runs, but Saka has a wise sense of when to make forays forward. His combinations with Aubameyang really caught the eye, and after surging down the spine on this counter, he was a close offside call away from slipping the captain in for a huge goal. The 18-year-old's decision making and temperament really are excellent. Saka's in-to-out runs brought him lots of space on the flanks, and as always, he produced good crosses. Watching him perform with this much assurance, it was easy to forget he's been starring at left back since December. Saka's versatility makes him even more of an asset. In a word, the nature of this defeat was traumatic. Losing a match in the dying seconds always hurts, but here, having had more than enough chances to put Brighton away long before the end, Arsenal will feel hard done by. I like plenty of what I saw of them on the ball. The attitude and the tempo were also good, but to succeed as a team you always need a reliable defensive platform. It's that ingredient that's missing at the moment.